We acknowledge with gratitude that Minidosa is on the ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples and the Métis Nation. Okay, first resolution. With the agenda, moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Marks. Be it resolved that the November 18th, 2025 agenda be hereby adopted. Questions or comments on the agenda? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next resolution is the minutes. So moved by Councillor Landry, second by Councillor Butler. Be resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of October 28th, 2025 be approved. Questions or comments on the minutes? Councillor Landry.
Just wanted to say at that meeting on October 28th, I did make an incorrect statement regarding the amount of money that the town was asked to provide to the Brett Kissel concert. My number was incorrect that I stated at the October 28th meeting. I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay. Councillor Dowsett.
And I want to apologize to you, Mayor, and council, with the point of order, last one. We rearranged our seating. This is the first time I had full visual of you. And I didn't realize that you had put your hands up, so I apologize for that. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Looking for more apologies?
Yeah, we're sorry, can't. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, so that takes us into our delegation. So Staff Sergeant Andrew Cullen is here. He'll step up front so everybody can see and nail you with questions. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for the invite. I just handed out the mayor's report for the month of October. That should be making around its rounds. Nothing overly alarming to report in the month of October. Again, biggest draw is traffic enforcement. We did have 2 impairs in that month there, which resulted in charges being laid. On terms of break and enters and rural break and enters, we are now seeing a decline. With that being said, we have had some key players in outside jurisdictions that have been relatively responsible for coming into this area. They have been remanded into court custody, and our intention and our hopes is that the court will on to them for the Department of Administration of Justice, but the break and enters has been on a decline now. Subject to any other questions with that, there really isn't anything alarming for the month of October. Unless you have any comments, budget concerns to look forward on that.
Okay, any councillor have any questions on that?
Okay, in terms of recruiting retention, our last meeting in person with myself there, I had one individual on transfer was coming down. Since then, I've had 2 bodies come in. With a 3rd coming in this December, if not the latest January. So with that being said, for this very year, I have 2 of the 3 municipal spots filled. And then on the rural side, I have both rural spots filled as well. So our numbers in Spruce Plains are looking very, very good. And I have a couple other individuals that I've worked with in the past up north that I'm strongly encouraging them to come down here. So recruiting is looking very good. Actually, we're looking very good across the district on numbers, which is promising. And so with that, we will again see enhanced visibility and more outreach from our office into the communities as well. Subject to any questions on recruiting, retention, anything like that?
Make sure they play hockey.
They are hockey players. They are groups of hockey players. And their family members as well. So knock on wood, it's the community, and that their intentions, should they desire it for a transfer or relocation, would be in the foreseeable future down the road, but in the unique area. So I think we're looking really good on people being rooted in the state for quite some time, which is very favorable.
Have they picked spots to live, like Minidosa, like
We have one individual that is residing in Minnedosa that's looking for a house in Minnedosa. I don't know where that member is at right now.
No, I know you can't say it, just.
Yeah, yeah, they are looking to reside local. Yeah, they should. Including myself, sorry, I'm on the RM side.
Yeah, I know you are.
Still relatively very close to the town there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are being situated close into Carson, absolutely. Okay, yeah. Any,
I just found it interesting that your times of stuff, I would have thought would have been mostly at nighttime instead of. Seems like the middle of the day, they're sort of a.
and to speak to that, what you're seeing, if you revert to page, I would say page 3, or page 2 there, what gets into the statistics here. What you're drawing on with that, that graph there is traffic enforcement. It's really pushing that number up. Typically what I do at the year end, is I provide a full year scope where it kind of balances things out, and then you can really get a targeted understanding as to where crimes are happening, specific crimes and timeframes like that. But yes, what you're alluding to is that most of that is traffic enforcement for sure. We are aware there are some concerns about traffic related issues in the town, specifically young drivers. I myself have gone to our local schools and provided some education on essentially the rules of the road, the ramifications for breaching those rules on the road. With traffic services based out of Minnedosa, they actually received a member as well who is local to the community, residing relatively close to the community, and will be making a very thorough and proactive approach to saturate this area specifically on those traffic related concerns, mostly speeding up and down the main street, doing donuts, reckless things at the arena, essentially all over town. So we are aware of that, and we're trying to educate the young kids there. And I'm not being specific to the young kids, but it is the majority that is causing these concerns. And from our standpoint, it's going to be zero tolerance. If you're caught, you're going to receive the appropriate fine and enforcement, and it'll be left up to the courts and NTI to pursue that further. It's just dangerous. I mean, you don't know who's gonna pop in and out of the woodworks on roads, and if you lose control, we all know the dangers of passenger driving. So we are aware of it, and we'll act in the capacity.
Any other questions?
No, just more of a comment that thank you for the increase in patrols around town since the last time we spoke. It has been noticeably.
It's resonating.
Yes.
Good. Okay, that's perfect, and that's been cast upon to the other members there. Really, it's all about boosting the ground and connecting with the community. And that's my encouragement moving forward. So I appreciate that. I'm glad the community is noticing that. And just a little more involvement from the membership as well. It's not a lack of they don't want to be part of the community, it's just with low resource numbers and being stretched thin. But now that we're getting healthy, you should see a proper proactive involvement in the membership. So thank you for that. I'm happy to hear that.
Okay, anybody else? I'm sure you're aware, I just want to mention, I'm sure you're aware, and I've probably spoken to her, but the COPP, they
Yes.
have a coordinator, Donna.
Donna, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we're making some headway there and get things in place.
Yeah, absolutely. And for your awareness, Constable Brett Beatty, he's gonna be the assigned member that's going to deal specifically with Canada with Donna
Okay.
and the identified team there. So he'll be our legal officer to the university. But that's fantastic. We was established
Yeah,
intents and purpose of the leaders to kind of,
she's got a ways to go, some things to get in place and
for sure.
get all the volunteers signed up and their criminal records checked, but
Yeah, for sure.
at least it's moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And just in case I don't meet with you before the end of the April fiscal, I think we talked about it before, the criminal property forfeiture fund. If there are ideas floating around as to what the town may want to see, cameras, speed enforcement, things like that. If you can give that to me. I can certainly help with the writing. It does have to be submitted by law enforcement agency. But I'm more than willing and eager to do those writings for the, whatever.
Nice.
I think our neighbors to the north there had some money issued for CCTV cameras. So again, just food for thought. If there's things floating around, I'm happy to help out, absolutely.
Sure. Thank you, appreciate that.
Anything else?
I think we're good. Nobody else has anything? Thank you. There's no very.
That's it. Well, thank you.
What a waste of time.
It's much.
So, just before you go, we just have a quick resolution, well, you're done, but we have a resolution to accept your presentation, so we'll just do that, and then you can leave or stay and enjoy the meeting if you're
Right,
like.
let's get back to the rate, my.
I got it.
life there, so thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, so moved by Counselor Dowsett, second by Counselor Landry, that the presentation by Staff Sergeant Anycom be received. Any further questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Thanks, Andy.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay,
I was surprised to see the three instances of municipal enforcement,
The what?
3 instances of municipal enforcement. Well, municipal bylaws were there getting involved.
so moving on to bylaws. So the first one, licensing and regulation of short-term rentals, first reading. So moved by Counselor Butler, second by Counselor Taylor. Whereas section 2321A of the Municipal Act authorizes the council for a municipality to pass bylaws relating to the safety, health, protection, and well-being of people and the safety and protection of property. And whereas section 2322A, 2322E of the act authorized a council for a municipality in a bylaw passed under section 232 of the act to regulate or prohibit and provide for a system of licenses, permits, or approvals, including the establishment of licensing fees. And whereas the council for the town of Minnedosa deems it advisable and in the public interest to license and regulate short-term rentals, STR, to ensure the safe operation and occupation of STR, reduce the negative impact on neighbors and neighborhoods, support the tourist industry and local businesses, ensure cost recovery through licensing fees, and achieve a high degree of voluntary compliance. Therefore, be it resolved that bylaw number 2609, licensing and regulation of short-term rentals be read the first time. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. So moving on to the second reading. Moved by Counselor Dowsett, second by Counselor Marks. Be resolved that bylaw number 2609, licensing and regulation of short-term rentals be read a second time. Questions or comments on that? Go ahead.
I got one comment, and that was so for line 3, the only instance where more than 2 dogs would be allowed on a property is in a short-term rental situation. Is that correct? So it's sort of an oddball.
What were you saying?
It's the only instance where you could have 3 dogs in a property
What's your dog?
is where where somebody renting came in with the short-term had a dog.
Yeah.
No,
No?
you can have more than 2 dogs if they're under 6 months of age.
Okay.
And if somebody was visiting you, family member for a week,
Okay.
their dog could be at your residence without getting.
Okay, so it's not.
compliant. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns or comments on that bylaw? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. The next one, solid waste bylaw, first reading, so moved by Counselor Landry, second by Counselor Dowsett. Whereas section 232 of the Municipal Act authorizes the council to pass bylaws for municipal purposes, therefore be it resolved that solid waste bylaw number 2617 be read for a first time. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. So the next one is for the second reading. So moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Taylor. Be resolved that bylaw number 2617 be read a second time. Questions or comments on that? Council Marks.
Yeah, my only comment, and I brought it up in general governance as well, was, the not being able to put your garbage out until 9 p.m. the evening before. I think it should be,
To be what?
it should be earlier.
Oh,
Then-
so, yeah, if you want to put it at 7 o'clock or something.
Yeah,
What about people that are going away and they put it up Thursday night to pick up Friday?
That's what.
But that's what you're saying.
Yeah, they're. Just earlier, it doesn't mean 7 o'clock, it means put it up the night before.
That and bringing the cans back in, but yeah.
Hmm?
That and bringing the cans back in.
Hey,
The timely manner.
Cans back in, I think it's for 7 p.m. and then putting it out is for
Yeah,
9 p.m.
no, I'm saying there's
Lots of people like it in ours.
So you're saying that the 9 p.m. the day before, the night before is a little early, or a little late, it should.
Yeah, I just don't want the instance where, you know, it's somebody who doesn't like the neighbor just, oh no, they're putting their garbage can out at 7:30 and basically we're end up enforcing somebody being. The nuisance.
Yeah.
Is my thought.
Yeah, I don't disagree that putting it out earlier, sometimes it's easier to do it at 7 o'clock than 9 o'clock.
I would say a lot of people do that.
Oh, yeah, so.
That's not a big deal to change that, is it, the time, or is there a specific reason they want that time? Is everybody okay with going at 7 instead of 9 the night before? Putting it-
About 5.
Yeah,
Well, I guess the odd time that happens, somebody had complained before it was ever pursued, but. Yeah, I don't know.
Has there been any complaints about that then?
No.
From them, like, is it sort of a mute thing or is it? I don't.
Just covering.
It would be a complaint driven,
Yeah. But there's no complaints, right?
not as of yet.
So. I mean,
That's fun.
I would like to see it after 5, only because the garbage cans are out on the edge of the roadway. And most people coming home around 5, so after 5, so that just doesn't cut down traffic and, yeah, et cetera. That's the only thing that I could.
well, say in front of the Legion there, God, they put it right up almost the middle of the street.
I think 7 o'clock is probably an okay time and, I mean, if somebody put it out earlier because they're going away, it would be complaint driven and there may not even be a complaint to one. It's not like it's gonna happen daily, I don't think, but. I kind of agree with Council Butler there that maybe putting them out too early might be kind of.
I think what we're talking about here is just hours, and it's when they're left out, and
Yeah.
I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
Where when you come by and do your recycling, and it's 2 or 3 days later, and there's still garbage cans left out there.
Yeah. No, I think everybody's okay with just
Yeah.
changing that time to 7 and. We're good. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carry. Okay, so we have a resolution to accept the correspondence, so moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Blade, that the following correspondence be received, Rolling River School Division notice of budget presentations. I guess quick comment on that, because it's the only correspondence, we might as well talk about it briefly, I am thinking of attending that, it'll depend on timing, whether I can make it or not. And that's just their budget presentation coming up, so it's just, I find it interesting, so. Anybody's welcome to watch it online or do whatever, but.
I did it for quite a while.
Yeah. Any other comments on that one? Okay, the correspondence resolution, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, it takes us into new business, so 2026 council meeting dates. We have a resolution to accept those, so moved by Councillor Landry, second by Councillor Butler. Excuse me, that the regular meeting of council dates for 2026 be approved as listed. You can all see them there, I'm not gonna read them out. Any questions or anything on the council dates? All in favor or? Opposed? Okay. Carried, thank you. Assiniboine West Watershed District, we have a resolution there, so moved by Councillor Butler, second by Councillor Dowsett. Whereas the Assiniboine West Watershed District excuse me, required appointments no later than November 28, 2025 to the Lower Little Saskatchewan River Subcommittee. Therefore, be it resolved that Councillor Mark Blay and another person to be named be appointed to the Lower Little Saskatchewan River Subcommittee.
Was it Rick Cooper was on?
It was,
I think he was there for a tenant.
I guess that was the question, was if he'd ever, I think that they talked to him. You haven't talked to him about
I've seen him at one,
You have?
but that was probably a year and a half ago.
but you haven't talked to anybody else that might want to sit on that?
No, I haven't, I was wondering if maybe even, for the time being, maybe even open it up to another council member, and then that way, until our term's done, and we can look for a member at large anyways, or.
Okay, does any counselor feel like they, you would do
I've
that?
been on that.
We can do that, we can have two councils on it?
I will check with them, but they specifically asked for one counselor and one
Yeah.
community member.
Oh, okay.
I'll ask,
Yeah, I know that.
we can put it on the resolution and then I'll check with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see.
but if there's nobody gonna go, certainly. I've done this. Very enjoyed it.
Counselor Landry.
Is this one of those situations where we should be reaching out to the community like we had suggested we would do previously? To find a citizen member who might be interested for this position?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talked about that before.
Yeah. And we might have to, because they might not allow two counselors.
If they don't, that's perfectly fine, but
Should this not be tabled until we know?
But by the 28th of
Yeah, we don't have another meeting by the time it has
Yeah,
to be
it's
done.
got to be done.
And if we name the two and they say no, then we have to find somebody, and we should reach out to them anyway, and we could change them later on, right?
Yeah, so I can put on there, therefore be it resolved that Councillor Mark Lay and temporary appointment of Councillor Frank Taylor.
Right.
Or citizen Frank Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, what difference? Yeah.
So, yeah, we could do that. And that, at least we get them done in time, and then we can, if they don't like that, we can reach out to the community. And
Do you know when the position?
No. I didn't get a pen, do that one this year, I was gone.
You're,
don't want me to reread it with the wording change.
Right.
Okay, so I'll reread it. It's moved by Council Butler, second by Council Joseph. Whereas the Assiniboine West Watershed District required appointments no later than November 28, 2025 to the Lower Little Saskatchewan River Subcommittee. Therefore, be it resolved that Councillor Mark Blay and a temporary appointment of Councillor Frank Taylor be appointed to the Lower Little Saskatchewan River Subcommittee. Any questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Electronic funds transfer resolution, so we have that moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Blade. Whereas Council passed resolution number 2025-126 authorizing electric funds transfers EFT with authorization procedures, and whereas the Sunrise Credit Union Center required addition originators and authorizations prior to processing EFTs. Therefore, be it resolved that the creation of electronic funds transfer two new originators, being utility and general, be approved for automated file transfer process as part of the electronic funds transfer process as per the requirements from the Sunrise Credit Union Center. That was a mouthful. Any questions? Comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Traffic sign change request. We have a resolution there moved by Council Butler, seconded by Councilor Landry. Whereas Staff Sergeant Andercon with the RCMP had concerns with the traffic sign near Tanner's Crossing School. And whereas Mr. Cowan had provided a proposal to change the said traffic sign from a yield to a stop. Therefore, be it resolved that the yield sign located on 4th Street Northwest, Center Avenue, near Tanner's Crossing School, be replaced with a stop sign. Questions or comments on Council Landry?
I'm not sure if I remember our previous conversation regarding traffic signs, but I thought this was decided that on changes like this, administration could just go ahead and do them without a resolution? Or are we doing this because it was requested by the RCMP?
I think it's because it was requested by the RCMP.
Thank you.
I just, one comment, at one time, there used to be a stop sign, that was a stop sign, and previous counselor, we changed it to a yield sign, that was probably 15 years ago. So it.
Full circle.
Yeah, it's gone full circle, but it definitely should be a stop sign.
Okay, any other questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Resolution for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, moved by Councillor Blais, second by Councillor Taylor, that the town departments be closed on December 24th and 31st at noon. Questions or comments on that? Councillor Lambert.
I thought there was always something in there that if there's a big storm or something, or wasn't there something like that in the wording the last couple of years, or am I thinking?
No, that's
It's known that they have to, or should something arise, an emergency, yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Dutch, excuse me, Dutch elm disease tree, sorry,
And then regarding, I guess. The question of whether we want to put this policy,
about what?
Yes,
so the Christmas and the New Year's, do we want to have this vote every year, or do we want to turn this into a policy? In the shared notes? No. Nobody else?
I personally would be okay with it in the policy, because yeah, we seem to deal with it every year. I don't know what the rest of the council thinks, but.
Can we think of an instance where it wouldn't be the case?
I don't think it's ever happened,
Yeah.
Other than that falls on a Saturday or Sunday,
just different dates,
yeah,
but it was always.
And do we then do
and
the?
if it falls on it,
Yeah, that's the
when
question.
it does fall on a Saturday or Sunday
It was
sometimes.
always the Friday.
The Friday, and the Friday was the noon time too, which could have been the 23rd or that type of stuff, was that not?
Did we,
No, so the 23rd, if it was the 23rd on Friday, then it was still till 4 o'clock.
It's,
We're not,
it might used to be.
yeah, it's not.
do you wanna do that, that's perfectly fine. But, I can put that in the policy.
Anastasia can say something. Buddy's gone. Only if there's the proper.
So would I'll make the suggestion that we turn this over to general governance to discuss on that part of it. I mean, council, I think we're in agreement that
yeah,
having a policy isn't a bad thing, but if we just do it. If it falls on Saturday, we don't do it Friday or whatever, I don't, what's,
I think we could discuss it on Thursday and look at it again in. I guess the next meeting is beginning of December.
yeah, we've already approved this one for this year, so going forward, it's not a bad idea to. Rather than revisit it every year, maybe it could be.
Yeah.
The Dutch elm disease tree removal, so moved by Councillor Landry, second by Councillor Dowsett. Whereas the province of Manitoba had provided the town with the tag Dutch elm disease trees for removal. And whereas the RFP had been posted in the newspaper, Facebook, Mercs, and the town website, and whereas 3 compliant bids were received. Therefore, be it resolved that the successful bid in the amount of $13,900 inclusive of taxes be awarded to Total Landscape Solutions. Questions or comments on that? Councillor Marks.
It's for 65 trees
Correct,
and the bid is for 13,900.
correct,
Can I presume that the money coming from the province will be in excess of 13,900?
correct.
I would like that the difference be applied to the planting of new trees. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Like new trees in the same spot
Oh, yeah,
or in the same area.
same spot, same area, but yeah,
Yeah, they don't take
I mean, most of these are gonna be what, boulevard trees? I mean,
But they don't take the roots out, they just cut them to the
And,
ground, so you can't. That was the discussion we've had before, they said.
Yeah, I-
Unless you put it beside there,
Yeah, same area as probably.
yeah, but then there's trees that aren't gone and they're too close together, so. I know, we
Well,
brought that up. I'd love to see more trees.
I mean, we're getting money from the province basically for taking trees down. And then part of our obligation is to replace
Councillor Dust.
at some of them.
Daniel, is this part of the school ones too?
Any DED take tree.
So there's 4 of them, or 3 of them on school property, that's where you take,
Yes.
thank you.
Total landscape, where are they from, you know?
Total Landscape, where are they from? They're from Brandon, I think, yeah, that's what I thought.
That's like, that's,
Did you have your hands?
that's 3,900 for that.
So we're okay with this and putting the money, extra money towards trees and not necessarily the same place, but same area, close. Sometimes you can't
Yeah,
put them in the.
like the ones that
exact
was
same
tore
spot.
down, I know by the courthouse, so it's just a shame that they're cracked. I would have spaced them, put them in.
Councillor Dust.
We do have some other trees that aren't marked that might be a consideration because they're rotting inside. So would there be enough money down the road if you have other trees?
There is always money in the budget to remove trees, should there be a need to, so.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanna make sure that we have access to. Funds.
Okay, anything else on the resolution? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, financial matters, nothing reports, mayor's report, so I apologize, I don't have anything in writing, and something came up awful quick, but I'll give you a quick report on. I got an email Friday, the Southwest and Western Caucus were meeting with Minister Simard and Brandon. The email actually went out Wednesday, but for some reason I wasn't on the list, so I got the email on Friday. So I did go, they wanted 1 person from each municipality. And they figured they'd have 15 or 20 people. They had 1 person from everybody and they were all able to make it, I guess, and there was like 30 people there. And it was a meeting held in Altos Lounge in the Canada Inns. And our table went from here to the end of the hall. So. It was okay, but it wasn't a great meeting because you couldn't hear questions and Minister Simard stood in such a way and kind of yelled, so he was okay, but. So I did ask him about a couple of things and I asked him about our flood mitigation. He says they're working very hard on. How they can come up with money for all the. Municipalities that want money. And he said they've got some announcements they're hoping to make that are not necessarily gonna give us money, but ways to help us find new ways to find funding. It was a political answer, but. Basically, he wanted to say they know there's problems, but they weren't gonna commit anything, and there was a few people asked about their grow applications. And actually Dennis Pearson was there, he asked about the one for the. Vet clinic, and all he would say, the announcement's gonna be made. After convention. Before Christmas. And all I would say was, all I can tell you about that is the minister likes you for a thing. But I heard two other people ask him after. And they got the same answer. So I'm not suggesting anything comes from that, but. It still was probably good to be there in attendance, but it was kind of a wasted day almost, because when you put 30 people in it, and the hockey team's going through, and it was loud, and it wasn't a great thing to do a meeting of that size for sure, but I thought I should report on that. I didn't write it up on when I got home Saturday, so it's just verbal, but anyway, he did do that.
So the growth fund, grants that we put in, we will know by the end of the.
Before the end of the year. The announcement's gonna be made from the end of the convention to Christmas, somewhere in there. He couldn't pick a date, but that's time for it. He said by the end of the year, but they're for sure not gonna make them from Christmas.
No, that's
to the
good.
end of the year. That's all basically I can give you on that, unless there's really nothing to answer, because it was hard to hear, and there was a lot of side conversations at the same time. It was just not a great place for a meeting, but anyway. I thought I'd share that, so moving on, Counselor Butler.
I, as submitted, there's a couple of changes, the CD, Valley Life Housing Group information presentation plan for December 4th has been changed to the 3rd. It's not at 2 p.m., it's at 7 p.m. Because it was a conflict with the Expressions concert. CDC tourism meeting. I've mentioned this before, we did get a quote in for removal of the retro sign at the bottom of the hill for $4,200. And Sabina's working with another sign company to come up with another design, but we haven't seen that design yet. The quote is for moving the sign, and Heritage Village has expressed an interest to have the sign located there. And I think that's where, at this point in time, there's not room at the town yards, so it will be going to, if they still want it. And Heritage Village has a meeting, or had a meeting with one coming up. Santa Day is December the 6th, memory lights at Heritage Village that same night. Evergreen Technology had a meeting Monday morning, and I'm gonna bring a verbal report because we worked on budget. And we have a proposal for a budget. I've given, if anybody wants to see it, I've given Danielle a copy of it. The Coles Notes version is that the garbage fee is going to go up by $5 per ton to all municipalities. And part of that is that funding is going for, we passed a motion to purchase a new shredder. And so some of that money is to go offset that. The RM and Mitchell O'Dana has been talking with the credit union to get a loan. So there will be money put down, about $250,000. The rest would be a 5-year loan for the shredder. That is subject to some municipal approval because the municipality borrowing money. So otherwise, everything is a status quo at this point in time.
If it's going up $5 a ton, what was the regular price, or what was the price?
85 to 90.
85 to 90, now it's going to 90, okay.
Yeah, now there's a $5 fee attached onto that for the development of new cells. And $1.50 for closing the site down whenever that happens in 70 or 80 years.
Yeah, the government made us.
So 90 plus,
Yeah.
Counselor Dorsey.
Was that the shredder that you gave us the video of?
That's correct.
The-
Yeah, the shredder should reduce the volume going into the landfill by 40%.
Wow.
And
It's amazing the job it does.
Did you have a
Yeah.
presentation on that grant?
Yep.
Shredder?
Mhm.
What did it say about the hog there?
it's going into a different spot.
Yeah, I
They
know.
can go through it.
Again,
You can take anything other than car or motor.
so it might go in at a separate time?
Yeah, and wood. Main thing is the The mattresses will go through it.
They will,
Yep.
Most, next to nothing.
really?
Yeah, they ran.
It's amazing.
It looked pretty impressive.
They had it out there for a trial on it was a Tuesday morning when I went out there with the recycling and I watched it for about an hour. It's amazing what goes in this end. And the little bit comes out this end. It's
Yeah, mattress and
absolutely amazing.
everything springs don't cause it any problems.
Really?
And that's gonna save, because we have to transport the mattresses and pay for the transporting the mattresses. The other part is that, if everything goes as planned, the compactor, because it's of its age, is becoming less reliable, so it will be used strictly for recycling. And all the garbage will go through this machine. And the chopper will be sold. Cause it's also on its last legs, it's kind of.
Obviously, almost.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're hoping, they saw the demo and it worked very well. They've been out to Saskatchewan and looked at other landfills that have it, and they recommend this style. It's a slow moving, high speed. So.
Councilor Dowsett.
There was also talk about house, garbage. Or compost, thank you very much, CUs, and have you ventured any other thoughts about how collection might work? Where collection could be?
No, that would have to be something, we should discuss that here at council, because that's a town initiative. Especially composting, and then, but as far as the other one, when I was there, was the house hazardous waste. Which the RM would also, and I think we should probably have a discussion about that at a council meeting, and see if there's something that we could do, and if we're.
As setting up the spot.
That's right, yeah,
Right.
okay, and I think we should move forward with that.
So,
So Evergreen's not going to, they don't really have a composting for that, so.
They don't have any composting.
Yeah.
so can we set a time limit there for that?
Yeah, I'll put it on, I'll ask to put it on just for discussion.
Excellent. Thank you. Cause it will make a difference on the, what's happening out there.
I did say that the loan is over 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions for Councilor Butler, or do you have anything else? Okay. Councilor Landry.
This is presented.
Questions for, comments for Councilor Landry? Okay. Okay, moving on.
I just have a comment about the library, we were working on our budget, we did our budget. Our meeting budget, and that will be sent to Danielle. And
Who's on finance committee now?
I'm sorry,
Who's on finance committee?
Dennis himself and Janice.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay,
Just turn the heat down.
we'll go in camera, resolution to go in camera, so. Excuse me. Moved by Councilor Dowsett, second by Councilor Taylor. Be it resolved that this regular meeting now adjourns to an in-camera meeting to discuss matters in the preliminary stages as per subsection 152(3)(b)(3) of the Municipal Act, and all matters discussed in camera are confidential until discussed in an open meeting as per section 83(1)(d) of the Municipal Act. Further be it resolved that the video recording now be paused at 6:13. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, so. The next thing to resolution is the management contracts. So we have that resolution, so moved by Councilor Dowsett, second by Councilor Landry. That the proposal presented by the CEO regarding the out of scope and management contract be approved as presented. And the mayor and CEO be authorized to sign and execute same. Should we change the wording to say as amended? Because we did change it there, right?
As meant, yes, we could.
Okay, and we have a locked attachment. We're gonna put this.
I will put it under documents, because then I can restrict who sees that.
Well, we do have to make it public.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought after,
What was that?
That's
Oh, no,
allowed in an audit.
okay, sorry,
What was
sorry.
that you said? Sorry, we had my.
Just a question,
Public
it doesn't
sunshine
have to be public, it was, yeah, this resolution, yeah. So, she just added as amended, so that's what we talked about, that's what's in there. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Now, under other. First off, the December 23rd meeting, as it says in the shared notes, are we gonna have that meeting? That's
Why is
the
it
question.
Christmas?
Well, that's the question, if you wanna do it,
I don't do Christmas.
that's fine. If you wanna do the meeting, it's just a question.
Question I brought to the table.
Yeah.
I didn't know if everybody was going to be here or if people were traveling,
Yeah,
so.
right, sounds like you're leaving.
I believe I will be here. I'm 99.9% sure.
Okay, everybody else okay with keeping the meeting?
What's our?
Okay,
I would say let's evaluate what the agenda would be, if there's
Yeah.
one agenda item.
One other thing.
Okay.
If there's nothing that's pertinent or whatever, you said.
So the dice on the side.
So the Nazi that.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Just,
that for sure.
Cause that was like that.
That was in the summer, yes,
Yes.
there's nothing.
Yeah, that was excellent. No, I mean, I not that I didn't care about committee, I just I couldn't be there, so I mean.
Yes,
then the only other thing under other is utility statements.
Councilor Landry.
So I got an email from a resident earlier this week who was quite upset that the utility bills, despite being announced as not being mailed due to the ongoing Canada Post labor dispute, were not sent out, and he was charged a late fee on his utility bill, which he indicated to me that the town did not waive the late fee. So I wanted to see what everybody else's thoughts were on how I should reply to this individual, because I have not. And what council's thoughts, because I don't want to speak on council's behalf, about us not refunding the late fees and that and what we did. I personally think it was the right thing to do, but I wanted to get everybody else's opinion, so it speaks as council as a voice, not just me.
What's the right thing to do?
So I thought it was, we gave adequate notice, we put it in the paper, we put it on social media, there was bulletins at the town office. The bills are 4 times a year,
Right,
so
has this person been an habitual, late?
I believe this person was a council member at some point in the past.
Liz? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, charge of that, charge.
you know, it's the way I see it, and I guess everybody's got a different opinion. As when I first thought about it, I'm going, well, yeah, if they didn't know, maybe, but the more I think about it, and Manitoba Hydro did the same thing.
Yes.
And their last statement is you're still responsible to pay your bill.
Correct.
But you have to find out what you owe on your own. We did put the notices out, so I would have to think that we went about it as the best way we could. But,
I think there has to be, I'm sorry.
no, it's you.
I think there has to be some responsibility on the individual to know that there is
Yes,
a strike and you're responsible for pay your bill, you know it's coming out approximately this time to go and research, how am I gonna pay this? As opposed to wait and then.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
Council Marks, so what were the mechanisms to find out? You basically call the office? Was
Before the bills were even printed, we had a large amount of residents call and ask what was going to happen because of the strike.
Right.
So we made the decision that we were going to print them and hold them in the office, so we posted on social media a lot, kept resharing it. We posted in the paper twice to advise that there were a pickup. When people came in, we asked for them to spread the word that they were available for pickup. we tried to do the best that we could to reach everybody and we did actually, we had a lot of people, more than not, come in and get their bills or phone in and ask what their bill was so they could pay it online.
How much did it cost us for the paper,
For paper,
for the, putting it in the paper?
oh, it's about $159.
Right.
Yes,
Yes, so that's,
And I did, sorry, go ahead.
What percentage would their benefit, so they can,
1.25%.
No, he's asking.
you know, how many
Oh.
people
Oh, sorry.
they, you know, had the late fee charge?
Oh, I think we have over 100 second notices, so
Oh, really?
now,
Okay.
Was that-
we do usually have
So
quite a
like
few.
a tenth of the.
Yeah, but we usually have quite a few second notices.
So, and my other question is, so like for the person that did this, like his late fee charge would be. What would
I
it,
think it was $2.
yeah, so like, I mean, we're talking $2, I mean, and I know this guy, right, well, because he told me to, so. And yeah, and I thought, oh my God, really? I didn't ask what,
did you offer the $3?
well, I would have given it to him, I swear to you, I did.
And I could use,
But my next door neighbor just had a knee operation, so he got it. And he wasn't, his wife doesn't do that, he does all of the work, and he was in Winnipeg when he got it, he was a little bit disappointed.
I
That's
think,
something, but
yeah, I mean, we gotta be careful how much we say there, because we are on camera, but,
So my reply so far is council believes that administration adequately advertised the situation with the water bills and agreed that the late fees were appropriate in this situation. Other utilities were in the same situation and payment was expected despite the postal interruption.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, sound pretty
As
good.
council, yeah.
So I'm putting it as a council decision. Like I said,
I
if
think
you want to.
just yours.
No, that's fine, I think that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
should that be the mayor signing that, or?
He sent it to me and you,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna reply and I'm gonna CC
Yeah.
the rest of everybody on
Yeah,
this.
no, that's fine.
Just that way, everybody can see his most likely angry.
Okay, good enough. Anything else under other? Then we have one resolution left. Moved by Councillor Dowsett, second by Councillor Blake. Be it resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 7:26 PM and to meet again on December 9th, 2025. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.